is Antoine Felouza. I'm a designer based in Paris. I train in the UK, and I've been set up in Paris in 2003. My approach is rooted in my childhood, basically. Like many, I've always been very interested in how and why we do things. We make them, and it's something that I try to convey in my design approach. Just as a kid would understand his environment through interaction in games, I think this approach should be used by the consumers that we are in order to make better choices, I guess. So we have this Quake shelf, called Quake because it's a bit like an earthquake. It looks shaky. It looks like something went wrong and it's about to fall off. Except it's not. It's really quite simple. A lot of the problems we face as designers is cost. From the time of manufacturing to the time of selling in the shop, there's a lot of increase in middleman and distribution, and all the costs add up, and it ends up being quite dear and a lot of the time not too affordable what we do. So my approach there was really to try to keep to a minimum everything that was investment, material, tooling, and really use very simple process. In this instance, it's wire bending and welding, which is fairly common and quite affordable. And using this technique, only add the support, which is wooden planks. So it's wooden plank and steel wire. And the idea was to also in my intent of keeping the cost as low as possible, all the structure fit into each other, so you only get one carton with 4 structures, which you take out and you just lay them on top of the boards, and then you have a complete shelf. What I was saying before with the communicating the design process is that while you assemble the shelf, while you put it together, you can't help but understand how it's been conceived, and by doing so you take in a little bit of knowledge that you expect a little bit more of the objects that you buy, I hope, and that's the idea. There's this tool. It's a cork tool. It's a mix between the stools that traditionally we use to milk cows, where you have a belt and just one leg, and you could move from one cow to the next, and the little toy that we've all played with, which is the culbuto, we call it in French, and it's a mix between the two. The idea was to once again create this unexpected to the object, to rock the expectations that people have with objects. Obviously, this is a seat. It's only got one leg. How can it just stand on itself? All those questions you can't help but with the material and with the shape and the nature of the object. You should want to come and interact with it, play with it, and understand how it works. Consumers is the made in China cost, and that's very hard for us Europeans, and especially as designers, to compete with. We have to invest even more into the design process, the thought process, our work that we do before the object exists and it's produced. And so all our work has actually, I think it has been very much stimulated by this cost issue brought about by the China, China's very cheap cost in manufacturing, and that's been, I think, a very positive. That's been the positive aspect of the overwhelming grasp that China has on manufacturing in the world today. So it's made us work harder. That's a good thing, because then we produce better things, we have better ideas and so on. I'd probably be making things one way or another. I'd be maybe an artisan or a potter or a woodworker, or I very much enjoy the tinkering and playing with things to get to result. So I don't know, maybe I could have been a computer coder, or if I had the expertise, or I probably would have been making something.